So one of the things I wanted to return to was you're in the grow room, right? And you've got the little baby plants, and then you've got the big plants. Yeah. But there are a bunch of people roaming around there. Yeah. Who all works in cannabis? Because if one of my listeners has an 18-year-old kid that says, "I'm going out to Colorado to start my career in cannabis," are they nuts? Are they hippies? Is there work out there that's worthwhile for them to be doing?
Oh, absolutely.
So let's hear that.
So if you want to be in the cannabis industry, I give very different advice to someone that wants to go work in the cannabis industry versus someone that wants to invest in it. If you want to go work in it, there is a plethora of opportunities available for sophisticated and highly intelligent people. And this gets into my investment philosophy. I look at industries that other people, for whatever reason, may have stepped away from, are not interested in, that there may be something of a stain on it that doesn't violate my own personal morals. That appeals to me. And I have no doubt in cannabis, it's almost hard to believe this now because it's become, just in the past couple of years, I've never really seen, I was talking about this with some professors of mine from business school, the transformation of an industry in just a couple of years, from non-mainstream to mainstream. There are a plethora of opportunities for for people. Whether you're blue collar, white collar, you work in law, you have agricultural experience. There are a plethora of opportunities.
Like what?
If you wanted to work if you just want to learn about the industry and you want to work in a grow facility, and see how cannabis, when I say grow facility, I'm talking about a cultivation facility. There are
one of those concrete buildings out in Las Vegas. And so you could show up there and fill out an online application. Sure. And then what type of work would you be doing?
You could do trimming,
meaning there's flower on there and you're clipping it off and making it so people have something to smoke.
You could, let's say you're an engineer or software developer, there are, as this industry goes mainstream and, like anything, it's understanding what your consumers want, building applications or building on data collection, to understand as much about what your consumers want. Certainly in marketing, that's really the future.
Oh, I wouldn't even have thought about that, about how much it is marketing, because you're buying a green flower and somebody's got to tell you this is what it tastes like, this is what it smells like, this is what it's going to do to you psychologically. This is how healthy it is or not healthy. Yeah, that's really interesting. Come to this store.
Exactly. And the biggest, this is I'm getting inside here, but I think it'll be valuable, is the retail component of cannabis is getting consumers in, getting them what they want, and getting them out, and operating that efficiently. The issue is that you're having people come in that aren't educated about the product. So how do you educate them while also maintaining operational efficiency?
Particularly if you're in Las Vegas and it's a tourist business. So these people don't have the thing that they're just looking for, whatever the varieties are.
That's so, and you're in it. You're in part. Even more insight here is this industry because of the state-by-state regulations, because it's not legal at the federal level. It's very fragmented, and you can go to certain places like the Bay Area where you see incredible operational efficiency, versus newer markets where there's less efficiency, and then also back to complexity. What may work in the Bay Area doesn't necessarily translate to Illinois or Massachusetts or.
So that's interesting, because I was making the comparison to something like McDonald's, right? Where McDonald's gets to get out ahead, one, because they have food that people enjoy eating, but then two, their operating model is so efficient they can get people in and out super, super fast.
I'm smiling here because this is something I've talked with a very, very, very successful company about. And they brought up McDonald's, and they have an interesting... So I'll give you some idea here. I think the last I looked, and I could be wrong, but the average dispensary does something like 3.7 million a year in top line revenue, 3.7 to 4 million.
They must have jacked up the space costs of Las Vegas insanely.
Well, this is across the country. There's a company I know of that has a retail location that does over 20 million in top line revenue out of 1,000 square feet.
Is that like the Bass Pro of cannabis?
It's pretty remarkable. And what they've done is they are, without going into too much detail, they're able to, they've got a system to where they're a mix of McDonald's and the Apple Store. Apple Store is all upsell. McDonald's is no upsell. It's like, okay, you want a number 2? Great. Get you your number 2 out the door. Volume.
Right.
Apple Store is all, I think they have the highest sales per square foot. They're at like $6,000. When we talk about companies that have reported it. This company's a little bit of a mix. And they have queues for, one group that knows exactly what they want, and the other, and they've got a technological advantage here that allows them to kind of separate their customers.
Really? Yeah. Because in Las Vegas, you have to show up and you have to give them your ID.
This company isn't in Las Vegas.
Oh, well, and that's like a weird thing, right? So, and there's probably a whole bunch of business around that is in Las Vegas because you have to tell them who you are and put it all down. There's people that are taking those photos and running the background check on the, I totally understand. I'm really fascinated by this idea of how many people there are to work in it because, coming from agriculture, there are breeders and the breeding is real serious in cannabis because whoever can find one that grows not just higher yields, but gives you the psychotropic effects that you actually want. So is it more calming? Is it going to rattle? Is it going to bring you up? Is it going to do all these things? So this is breeding. And then you've got, experienced people that can taste the terroir of the land and how this is all. But then you also have, you were talking about computer scientists to do web development, but also I would imagine that's going to go in with breeding and supply chain and all of this. This is it really is adding a whole new branch to the economy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And it's, I think if you want to build a career or you want to get in an industry where you have an opportunity to start at the ground, really kind of the ground floor, it's a great industry to start because I believe that the industry itself has staying power.
Is it a wholesome industry? I mean, if somebody found out their kid went to 2 years of technical college to get some, automated greenhouse education, they go out to wherever is legal to grow. Are they hanging around with a bunch of bums?
I can say this wholeheartedly. Some of the people I've worked with in cannabis are the best people I've ever met. Not just in terms of from a professional experience, which they have been, but I'm talking about on a personal level, is honest. Now, it's anecdotal evidence. Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, because there's got to be bums, right? There's guys that are showing up with their man buns on that are stoned all day long and aren't doing anything other than playing video games when they get done trimming all day.
This is the interesting thing, is that if your goal is to sit around and you say, I want to get into the cannabis industry so I can smoke marijuana and smoke cannabis all day, and have fun. It is not the industry for you. You shouldn't, because it's the people that are going to succeed in this are the ones that have discipline, that take it seriously and put their heart and soul into it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's not any profound wisdom. I think that's anything. If you really want to succeed, you got to work really, really hard.
Thanks for watching this podcast short. You can find the rest of the interview on my channel. If you like this video, I hope you'll hit the like button and consider subscribing. I release a new interview with an interesting person every Wednesday morning.